Hi, it's Sandy Parker. Welcome to another episode of Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today, we're going to be making a sympathy card. I made my sister that big box of cards, and unfortunately, she said she didn't get enough sympathy cards, which is an unfortunate thing because nobody wants to use more of those. And this is my first rough draft. We're going to watercolor pencil this, and then in the inside, of course, it says with deepest sympathy. But that's our first rough draft of it. This is a Stampendous Jumbo Stamp. If you've never seen one, they are indeed jumbo. And this is their Lily Stamp. I put it on, okay, I know you're going to go, oh, geez, is she ever going to get over that Dollar Tree? I put it on a Dollar Tree mat that you use in the kitchen. And I thought that would work really good because I am going to be stamping upside down onto this. Because, oh, the first time I did that today, I dropped it and it ended up in my lap. So that didn't go well since I'm using archival ink. Didn't make me happy, I gotta be honest. I was a little bit miffed. With the fact that we're using this jumbo stamp, we have to also use bigger paper. So this is going to be 5 inches high, so it's 10 inches in total, by 7 inches wide. That's a standard shape card, so it will have envelopes that match. Let's go to the board. Okay, because this is watercolor paper, it doesn't pick up stamps exactly like regular paper does, and this is from a company called Canson watercolor paper. And I know you're going to say things like, is it cold press, is it this, is it that? I don't know yet. Hold on. Cold press. There you go. I know that now. And I, again, will have everything up on the video, below the video on our information at the bottom. And I'm using a little washi tape to hold our image down because we are going to be using water to wet it. That makes so much sense, doesn't it? We're going to use water in a watercolor. That's weird, isn't it? So I'm going to be using my Faber Castell Albrecht Durers. I really like these pencils. I might have to go in and put a little bit of black after I'm done, but we'll see how it looks in the end. And I don't use the point when I'm doing this. I like to, when I'm not doing something that's we'll call fussy, I like to use the side of the pencil instead of the point. And then when I sharpen mine, I don't use a regular sharpener. I usually use a oh geez, what do you call that? It's a, for lack of a better term, it's a box cutter. And that's what I use. I know that's not the right term, but I'm using it anyway. But that is what I use because Lindsay the Frugal Crafter told me that I would ruin my pencils if I didn't. And you make a big investment in these pencils, and when you make that big investment, you absolutely do not want to have them break and have to worry about breakage and all the things that go along with that. So I took her at her word that I didn't want to use my electric pencil sharpener on these, and so all I do is I just kind of shave off the tip of the wood. And I know you're thinking to yourself, holy crap, what is she doing with a box cutter? She's scary as it is. And every time I do use that, Rich does look at me like, I got 911 on speed dial because she's going to do something horrible with that box cutter. But so far, I've only whacked myself a few times and nothing that required stitches over, so that's a good thing. And this particular stamped image is so big, but yet it has so much in it that is the same color, so you don't really, it's not one that takes forever to color. That bird that I absolutely love doing, the 4 birds, I do that when for people when I have so much time to do because there are so many colors and it's so intricate, and when I'm doing it on camera, you guys don't want to watch me do something like that for an hour. I mean, geez, I mean, it's just a video. You don't want to spend your whole day watching it. So That's why I have not done any other ones yet. It's not that I'm not going to, but I do plan on doing a whole series. Rich and I don't send out Christmas cards, but what we do really like to do is what I really like to do is I really, really like to do, Christmas. I really like my Christmas packages to be really pretty, so I do a lot of special things on my Christmas packages. So we are going to be doing a big tutorial on making Christmas tags. So you'll be able to do tags with me, and I like, as I said, to me, the Christmas present is what people care about, and that's what they want to see. So I really like to make sure that I do a nice job on their Christmas packages. So I'm going to use a blender pen, and I'm only going to be doing this part with a blender pen. I am using a paintbrush and water for the rest, but I really like this part of it because it's so intricate. And that's how you clean a blender pen. If you didn't know, just wipe it off. Then I do have some water over here and a paintbrush, and I also have a couple of baby wipes that are dried out, but I use them for things like this. This is when all of my training, okay, I have no art training. This is when all the YouTube's videos I've watched comes into play. Lindsay, you're the best. I love Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter, because she knows everything about every art medium, and it just blows my mind. I mean, I realize that she's been doing it all of her life. I have too much water there. Get that off. I know she's been doing it all of her life. Believe me, it's not that she picked it up, yesterday, like I pretty much did. But she knows every kind of art medium, and the things that she talks about just blows my mind, because it shows a lifetime of knowledge, and I just think that's so terrific that she is willing to spend a lot of her time doing tutorials. More water, I think, there. She does so many wonderful tutorials on jewelry, on oil painting, on you name it. She does beadwork. She kills me. She always talks about how she doesn't want to burn her hands off because she uses glue guns, and she uses a blowtorch, and she uses every tool in the world that you'd never want to see me use. And I just love watching her because she has so many interests, and I think that's terrific. And she gives back. She teaches at her local library. She teaches kids art, and I think that's terrific. I love anybody that gives back. It's not easy for people to give back anymore because your lives are so busy, and I understand that. But I still love it when people take the time to give back. When I was at the bank, we adopted a highway, and it was a nice stretch of highway through an area of a university, and through a really nice residential area. And it was cute because customers would always see us out there, and they'd always stop and just say, like, "Oh, you guys are doing such a great job," and we thought that was so terrific. And then it was great for team building because you got to spend time with each other outside of work, and you really got to know each other in ways you didn't know each other before, because when you're walking around picking up garbage, you don't have a lot to do besides talk. So it was nice to get to know each other in a different way, and that was fun. And I think they still do adopt the highway. At least the sign's still up. It was such a great way to get to know each other, though. And then the other thing that we used to do is with my sales team, we used to spend a day together, and we got some new teammates one year right before the day that we had our team building day, and the one man didn't know what to expect from what he'd heard, that whole princess thing that I talked about in another video. He didn't know what to expect in dealing with me, and so he was a little bit antsy and nervous about it. But then they all did that ride where you it was like a mini amusement area connected to a golf course or a putt-putt course, and the other people all rode those boats that you can blow loads of water at each other with, and they thought it'd be really fun to cover me with water. And anybody that knows me knows that I would just get the biggest charge out of that. And he looked at me like, oh no, she's going to kill them. And I just started to laugh, and of course the rest of them knew what I was going to do, and he just looked like, oh no, this is going downhill fast. And it was kind of the first moment that he realized what it was like to be on my team, and it was really fun to see the look on his face after he realized that I wasn't going to go ballistic. I did spend the rest of the day wearing some pretty wet drawers, but it was fun. It was worth it. And I got to do putt-putt, which I don't really like to do. I think I said I get really bored playing games, and then I have to either cheat or cause trouble. So you can imagine which way I went with that. A little cheating. I think this looks okay. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to dot right there. I just need a little bit of work right in there. And I think that's good right there. This needs a little bit of work. I bet you've never seen anybody use a toothbrush. Yeah, you've never seen anybody use a toothbrush. You've never seen anybody use a paintbrush quite like this, I'll bet. Okay. A little bit of, I'm not sure that area doesn't make me happy, but I don't care. Anyway, I think what we're going to do next is, I have a little sentiment I want to put on the front, I think, that says, please know our loving thoughts are with you. I think that's a really sweet statement. Originally I was going to put it in black, but now I have out some pumpkin, I think it's pumpkin pie from Distress Inks. Why can't I find that lid? There it is, carved pumpkin. It's brand new. It's Tim Holtz's brand new line. Boy, I hope that's straight. This is the second time I've done this. Well, it's not perfect. But really, can you expect perfection? No. It's a handmade card. I really like this washi tape, and I might end up putting a few pieces of it on as like, I don't know, something. I haven't decided yet. I am putting it on the envelope. And then on the inside, what we're going to do is we're going to take this little rubber stamp that's from Stampin Up. I know, Stampin Up. But it's a sweet little stamp that has some flowers on it that I thought would be nice if we markered them. And it has some, it has long stems. Why isn't that stuck? It is stuck. Okay. So it has these nice little, it's just a nice little flowery thing. And I thought that would complement the inside of our card. And it shouldn't be too hard to do because it's only little wee. I hope you, oh geez, I hope you can see that. I'm going to get it out there closer to the camera. And I don't know. Okay, let's put a little bit of red in it. That was pumpkin pie. That was pumpkin pie. And this is rose red. I thought it matched our other colors pretty well. Brush. Good thing you didn't see that. Everybody always goes, oh my God, don't use your teeth. Put a little bit of red around those. I don't want to miss any. And then we're going to stamp this in the corner after I put a little, oh, almost dropped that again. Hey, and oh, by the way, we're using that handle mount again, so I can give you the definite thumbs up or thumbs down on it. I think it's probably going to be a thumbs up, because ever since that first video where we tried it out, I never took it off of the I never took the handle off of the acrylic block. And so I figured if it stayed on the acrylic block until I did my next video, that was a good sign, and it has. And then I figured if we tried it in this video and it worked, then it was a keeper. So far, It's staying right on there, working like a little champ. And I'm happy about that. You know, I'm not going to break the rule by stamping down by holding it. It had so many little rules. I don't want to mess with their rule system. The only thing it didn't say, I think I told you guys this, the only thing it didn't say was to wet it to get the suction cups to adhere. And maybe that's just a common sense thing. Maybe they assume that everybody knows that you're supposed to wet them. I don't know, but, oh boy, I got a little green on that. I'm going to have to do that one a little bit over. So I want to make sure, oh, you didn't hear that. You didn't see me use my teeth. I just want to make sure that it's not a mess when we do this. Got a little green on that one. I licked it. You didn't see that. And then I'm going to put a little bit more pumpkin pie on them now that I've only got rose red on it. I didn't realize that these things wrapped around, and maybe I was supposed to make those not pink. Maybe I was supposed to make them, or not green. Maybe I was supposed to make them pink. Well, if that's the case, I blew that. We will know in a second. I'm just going to put it down on the corner right there. Not touching the handle, because we know that rule. Don't touch that handle once it's down. Well, it doesn't look horrible. It's not the world's worst thing I've done. I've done some uglier things than that. And then we're going to put another stamp in the inside that I have that says, with deepest sympathy. Make sure we get that all stamped up. And you're not going to see that. Just trust me when I say you're not going to be able to see it, because there's no way I can stamp that accurately. Okay. There is the inside. There is the outside. It's dry, but I think it needs a little bit more red. I think I'm going to put just a little bit more color on that. Probably you watercolors are saying, don't do it! You'll ruin it! Probably will. Probably will. But in the meantime, we'll never know until I try, do we? So we're going to go back to our pencil colors that we used before. The part of it I didn't like on this one is I don't have enough of that red as compared to the other ones. And I just feel like I'm missing out on too much red. And this is the one that probably should have the most in it, because it's the one that it seems like would have the sun shading on it the most. Or maybe I'm wrong. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little bit more. If I just hadn't gotten so much water on this one, this would have looked great. But I screwed that up. Yeah, live and learn. I usually use a blender pen, but when you're doing something this big, the blender pen really goes through a lot of blender, and then you don't have much blender left. I'm going to do a little bit more right there, too. So I didn't want to really go through the rest of my blender pens very badly on one card. And a little bit more right there. Go. And I'll do a little bit more right there. Okay, let's get it a little bit wet. See if we can not douse it again. And I know you probably wonder what brush I'm using. I don't know. I'd like to tell you I know. I don't know. It's not in my wheelhouse, but I will find out, and I'll let you know in the comments below. Oh, this looks much better. It needed a little bit more red in the center there, I think. Just needed to have a little bit something there. Okay. Smear a little bit of that red right there. Okay. So, there is our sympathy card. Do you think I should put some of that washi tape right there? It is really pretty. when I do washi tape, I know you're supposed to cut or to rip it, but I like my washi tape to look refined, like I am, because I am so refined. And so I would like to put it there, but I want it to look a little bit more like it's meant to be there and not ripped. I know I'm supposed to rip it, but I don't want to. And then I think I'm going to do another longer piece below it, and then maybe copy that right above it. I really appreciate everybody watching my videos, because you guys have been so gracious and so unbelievably supportive, because let's face it, watching me do these things, I think, can probably be pretty painful for people when you know that you could have whipped that together in no time, and you could have easily done something that takes me forever, and I can't imagine how frustrating it must be to watch somebody do something so slowly because they can't do it any faster. And I really appreciate you doing it, because I know it's got to be frustrating. It really has to be frustrating for all of you. So thanks for bearing with me. I really do. I take that into consideration when I did take that into consideration when I wanted to start this channel, that, oops, darn it, that you guys would not want to watch somebody do something that would be really painful to watch because it's so much slower than everybody else. So the fact that you're doing it is really great, and the fact that it's not just my sister. She said she would be my biggest fan, and now I know what that means. That means that every time she runs out of cards, she's going to be calling me and saying, "I need some cards, Sandy. Get on it." So I hope that's not the case. I hope she decides that after these three, she's going to leave me alone for a little bit, at least. And then I'm going to do one big one right there, because I heard that, well, I've always known this, especially in my garden, because I like to plant things, that you're supposed to do things in odd numbers because aesthetically it's more pleasing. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do this in an odd number, so it's aesthetically more pleasing. And then you're going to flip the card over, and then you're going to cut it from the back to make sure that you get it right up to the edge. And I'm not using my good scissors because I don't want to get this sticky washi tape on everything else, because you know I am a magnet for sticky. Whoops. Here's our card. And then I'm going to take our envelope, and I do a few different things on envelopes, but on this one, I'm going to move that back a little bit. On this one, I am just going to run the length of washi tape as close to the top of the card as I can, and then I do that, and then I flip this up. The flap is flipped. All that washi tape is now attached to my pants. So did I already tell you that I flipped over that archival ink on my lap this morning? I had a brand new top on, and I thought, well, all I'm gonna do is get my supplies out, and then I have this apron that I got from an artist that I thought, oh, I'll just put that on as soon as I just get my supplies ready. And then I'm sure you can imagine how what went down and how ugly that was. That archival ink went right onto my shirt and then immediately flipped onto my pants. So that was a really pretty way to start the day. Get that off. And so this is our card, and this is our envelope. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this a double thumbs up. Look at all the crap I got on my thumb. And if you would subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you stay tuned for more videos. See ya. Bye.